I'd like to welcome everyone to our council meeting tonight. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Again, I'd like to welcome everyone tonight. We call the roll, please.
Mr. Farmer?
Here.
Henning?
Here.
Gorman?
Here.
Merkel?
Here.
Kelly? Here. Lieberman? Excuse me, Bachman. Creature of habit, I'm sorry. Mr. Bachman? I know.
Bachman is here.
And Stevens?
Here. Okay, thank you. All right, for our, we have a really small agenda tonight, but this first item on our agenda is one of the most important to us, and that's welcoming a new member into our Clayton family, and we have a swearing in of Police Officer Jacob Filburn.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Like the mayor said, tonight's a good night. This is something a police chief likes to do, swearing a new officer, and I'd like to introduce to you Officer Jacob Filburn. A little about Jake is that he was born and raised in Brookville, Ohio, so don't hold that against him. After high school, he attended Anderson University, where he played football and majored in criminal justice and social work. After college, he enrolled into the Ohio Basic Police Officers Academy and at Edison State, and wanted to come back and work close to home. On his free time, he likes to work out and attend Cincinnati Bengals games. Don't hold that against him either, when he gets the chance. Mr. Mayor, if you would do that, if you like it. Do you have somebody significant to pin back? You can bring them all up. Come on up. If you could sign that. Yes.
Thank you. We're proud to have you.
Go ahead and sign that. It's for you. Yeah, it's for you. all I have.
All right, thank you. And the next item on our agenda is the clerk's report.
Okay, first, you have before you the council work session minutes of February 15th, 2024.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve the work session report by Mr. Gorman, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, let the record show that that passed unanimously. And
You also have before you the council meeting minutes of February 15th, 2024.
I'll move for approval.
motion to approve the report as written by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Henning. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Folks, thanks for coming in tonight. Appreciate you. All right. We have no old business on our agenda tonight, and we have no new business on our agenda tonight. So it's really going to be, looks like probably a pretty quick meeting. And our city manager is not here.
Do we have to nominate Elaine as the city manager tonight?
Amanda has filed a letter appointing
Okay.
certain personnel, so that's covered.
So
But nice job on the agenda, Elaine. I told you that the other day.
we might want you from now on, you know?
I'm surprised you drove this far in routine. It took you longer to get here than you're going to be here.
Is there anything from the city manager's office, Elaine?
Yes, just wanted to mention that we did receive 2 quotes. Previously, as you may recall, in January, Amanda sent out information about the stucco and the overhang by the pro shop and stairs outside disconnecting from the metal beams and collapsing. Fortunately, you know, the balcony is sound, but because of the water damage, it did disconnect and fall, so we do have to get that fixed. We cannot do that in-house. We received 2 quotes. We're happy with one of them, so we will be moving forward with that work. And if you have any questions, since I'm here, I wanted to be able to answer any.
You said the balconies, this is stucco on the balcony, not the balcony itself.
That is correct. Yes, it is the stucco. We will have to do in time the stucco on top of the balcony where people come out and walk on, because that water, there's water in there. But for right now, we can get by. But it is sound.
The building integrity is that they're just, the facade isn't.
That is correct.
Okay, is there any other questions or comments for Elaine on this? Okay, anything else?
Just one more item. If you recall, at the February 15th meeting, City Council approved the purchase of a 2024 police cruiser. We received notice that Ford stopped production of the 2024 cruisers, so the order was switched to 2025, which should be received in the fall. And since Chief Hamlin's here, in case you all had any questions, wanted to provide that opportunity.
Any questions for Elaine or Chief on this one?
You won't get a new car.
Well, as you know, Mr. Gorman, it all depends on where it slides into on the pile. Apparently, we got put up on top, so we'll just get a 2025 instead of a 2024. We should get that sometime in September or October. And we'll get it back on the road probably November, but that's pretty normal.
Okay, good. Thank you. We're going to move to visitors' comments.
I have a couple questions for you. Last Wednesday at the town hall session that was at Meadowbrook, the question came up regarding the 100% credit for being paid for elsewhere. And the question was whether or not there was any action by council in the future that could be rescind that, like it was done previously. And was questioning whether or not it's codified or what the proper termage is in terms of ensuring that that is in place and it cannot be acted on separately without action of the voters. Is that written down?
So Kevin Schweitzer, Finance Director, did reach out to, I believe, and I don't know, Kenny, if you would want to speak on this, the Secretary of State, correct?
Yeah, so I can answer for you if you like.
If you want to, go right ahead.
So, Mr. Merkel, Kevin obviously reached out to our office, at the Secretary of State's office, to figure out what was, what was in statute in regards to if council would have the ability to reduce the tax credit that's on the ballot. In the questions and guides, resource PDF that's listed on the Secretary of State's website, Chapter 4A states, an election is required in all cases where a municipal corporation seeks to tax income at a rate in excess of 1%. And then it states ballot language for the question, a municipal income tax is prescribed by majority of those voting on the issue, is required for passage. So the guidance that's in the Ohio questions and issues book that lists out all the revised codes information states council cannot change the income tax credit without voter approval once this is in effect, if the voters approve it.
Yeah, just like, well, the thing was what happened previously back in, I guess, 2015. You know, how,
So that was because of another House bill, and I forget the number, I forget that House bill, but that, what we did as a body then would no longer be in effect because we would be under a new tax levy, if you will, that the voters had approved. If the voters approve it in March, we'll be under a new tax levy, not what we as a body did.
well, I'm just, I guess, from the standpoint of, if the state were to do something again, similar to what was done before, that allowed that to happen, that we have a way of, I want to say, tying the hands of council for going in and changing things without the voters' approval.
Well, I believe what happened in 2016 was a one-off situation that had not happened previously and very unlikely to do so again. Unfortunately, we
I would
can't
never
say
doubt what's going
what.
to happen in Columbus, but I'm just saying from the standpoint of our position, as far as however time in the future, this grouping may not be here. And the next grouping that is here, you know, how are they going to act in a similar situation? You know, would they have the ability to act and simply say, well, no one told us we can't?
I think what Mr. Henning is saying is if it's approved in March, then that is effectively the quote-unquote tying of hands you're talking about,
That, you're correct.
without putting words in his mouth.
Yeah, thank you.
I just from the standpoint of something is written down someplace, that it's there
So-
in front of us. And if
Yeah.
it's in our tax code or whatever, that it's written there and it's not something that we get lost with time.
So our ballot language mirrors what's in the handbook, and it is posted on the city's Facebook page, and I'm sure we could put it on the website also. But the ballot language that is on the ballot mirrors what is what's in code. So I would agree with Martina that our hands would be tied as a body because we have to follow what was approved by the majority of voters.
Okay, I mean, from the standpoint of being the devil's advocate, you know, persons have asked in the past about, you know, even people in the audience here were there at the meeting last time, the town hall, were asking that question as far as what's to stop it from happening in the future. And I'm just saying, or asking from the standpoint that there's things in place to prevent us from acting in that sense again.
And I think, Mr. Henning, I mean, to answer your question, I don't think there's anything you could put into the code because it would be voted into the code by the voters. So it would take a vote to change it from that point forward.
I just want people to be reassured that
Yeah.
it's locked in.
I think we're on the same page.
I'm sure it is. I'm just saying, if people have it down, I want it to be said that we're verbalizing it from the standpoint, it's going to be in minutes of, that it's the minutes of the meeting essentially saying that we are not going to be in the position of doing this in the future. That's all I'm asking is, you know, or stating so people understand going forward. So we, you know, there can't be a misunderstanding.
I think we can safely say that.
I mean, judging by what I see prescribed right here, I would agree with Martina, yeah. I'm not an attorney, but I would defer to Martina.
I mean, and I agree with what he's saying. Now, the caveat being, none of us know what would happen in Columbus in 5, 10, 15 years. I don't know what they can do. But I think we're all on the same page as, with respect
I
to
just don't want
this.
finger pointing coming back and saying, well, you guys didn't do, so. But I agree, I mean, essentially, if this were to come up in the future, I strongly doubt the persons here would act to repeat what was done before. I have another question. Now, I've been asking Amanda about this, and this is dealing with North Clayton and Windsor. And the last word was that the city was making contact with Windsor Development in terms of what was happening with North Clayton, essentially since they've been kind of sitting on their thumbs for the last year since the last plans were, in theory, sent to be moved to the planning board, but then retracted. And it's like, what's been happening in the last year since it doesn't appear there's been any action. Now Windsor's in the process of working on apartments in Trotwood. So it sounds like North Clayton's kind of been pushed to the back burner again for another period of time. And we've been waiting now for 20 years for something to happen. And we're like, what's Windsor doing now?
And I think we're going to have to wait till Amanda gets back next meeting to discuss that one, because I don't want to misspeak.
Oh, no, I just, I don't want to say what I'm thinking. Because quite frankly, it's like, you know, I would like to say more than what I'm hinting at. But also, another question, or Kevin's not here, but the TIF for the whole operation location out there, is that, whether or not that was renewed when Grand Traditions went in for that whole area, or if it's still on the 30-year block or whatever the time period was when it was last considered? I know Kevin's not here. Can't
Yeah,
answer that
and
question.
I'm sorry, I'm batting like
No,
one
no,
for
no, no,
three
so
here,
these
but,
no, these were questions I was asking Amanda, and some of the
Sure.
additional ones have come up since my last questions with her. But like, you know, the TIF operation for the North Clayton and Windsor sitting on their hands in terms of doing anything, and, you know, they think we're a bunch of country bumpkins out here, and so they think they can wait us out for doing something. And I don't want to say anything more potentially derogatory, because they may decide not to do anything. But I just want to know what's happening in terms of Windsor and their operation at North Clayton, so that we see something other than a pile of dirt.
sure, and we'll make sure to get you an update.
You know,
Get
there's
everyone
several
an update.
locations around the communities here that have experienced similar things with sitting and not doing anything. You know, Trotwood had one, Huber Heights had one, Riverside had one. So other people have had these similar sort of things, and I don't want this to be sitting in our backyard for another 20 years.
Okay, your questions are on the record, yeah, and we'll follow up with Amanda and with Kevin on that, and the next council meeting, we'll have solid answers, so. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, anything else from anybody? Okay, thank you, sir, and thank you. So we're going to visitors' comments, and we got quite a few people that signed in, but no one said they wanted to speak. So does anybody want to change their mind and want to speak? Nope. So just right before our council and mayor's comments, I do want to, as part of your classroom assignment, I want each of the students to at least come up to the podium and state your name and tell us why you're here. In just oh yeah, it's everybody. Who's first? Come up to the podium right here. State your name and why you're here.
I'm Danny Sluderbeck, and I'm here for my history class because I need the points.
Thank you, welcome.
I'm Nevin Smith, and I'm here for my government class because I also need the points.
I'm
Welcome.
Brady Weaver. I'm here for my government class, and I need points as well.
Thanks for coming.
I'm Scarlett Nair. I'm here for government.
Thank you.
I'm Shelby Shingler, and I'm here for government.
Welcome.
I'm Marley Davis, and I'm here for government.
Welcome.
My name's Emmanuel, and I'm also here for my government class.
We're glad you came.
Hi, I'm Victoria Dole, and I'm here for my government class.
Thank you.
I'm Daisy Carpenter. I'm here for government.
Thank you.
I'm Jalen Hart. I'm here with all of them for government.
Thank you.
I'm Adrian Leto, and I'm here for government.
Welcome.
I'm Ryan Harris, and I'm here for government.
Thank you.
I'm Jaden Jones, and I'm here for government.
Thanks for coming.
I'm Cameron. I'm here for government.
Welcome.
I'm Chevy Reed, and I'm here for government.
Welcome.
I'm Micaiah Bird, and I'm also here for my class.
Thank you.
I'm Peyton Ream, and I'm here to get my paper signed.
Thank you.
I'm Zoe Evers, and I'm for government.
Thank you.
I'm Prince Copeland, and I'm here because I'm failing the class.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Steven, and I'm here for government.
Welcome.
I'm Cameron Knudsen, and I'm here for government.
Welcome to you.
I'm Dockin Burns, and I'm here for a merit badge.
Thanks for coming.
I'm Noah Pollard, and I'm here for government.
Thanks for coming. We do appreciate everyone coming. We get the government classes. You know, we always know when the end of the quarter is coming because you all come. But we are glad that you come, and we hope someday you'll come back. Get it. You know, some of this stuff's probably pretty dry for you now, but hopefully, you know, as you go on into the next phase of your lives, you'll get involved in your local government. So we do appreciate everyone coming. Thanks. Okay, we're going to move on to council comments. We'll start with Mr. Farmer tonight.
I'm Ryan Farmer. I'm here for government too. Particularly, I'm here for Ward 1. Just a couple things tonight. Next time we meet, we'll have already had the election, so be sure on March 19th you go out and vote, particularly on issue 4 and 5. Get informed and make an informed decision. The other thing I wanted to bring up is I noticed on my calendar I've got March 12th. There's a soil and water review for the Hoke Winger intersection at the Janice Ward Center. I'm particularly interested in the regional watershed problem we have around here, so I'm going to go and listen. I'll be there and hope to learn something. Should be interesting. Students, if you want to chat with me afterwards, find me. We can talk about government. We can talk about the Air Force. We can talk about working right pat. We can talk about cutting trees down, whatever you want. So that's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Henning.
All the students here today, last Friday was the Northmont Education Foundation's annual auction at Meadowbrook. And it was a very successful event. I know Mayor and Tina, thank you for donating baskets along with myself. Tens of thousands of dollars were raised, and 100% of that money goes to scholarships. So when you graduate, make sure you apply for these scholarships through the Education Foundation so you can use that for your secondary education career, whether it's going to Sinclair, Wright State, wherever you go. Just make sure you apply for these scholarships because we as community members work really hard to get the funds needed to give to you all so you can have a successful career and, you know, in hopes one day also give back to your community. So if you need help with scholarship information, our city emails are on the website. Feel free to reach out to us. I will tell you, I will forever be grateful for the scholarships I received to go to the University of Dayton. So if your plan is to go to college, make sure you apply for some scholarships, and we will make sure you have what it takes to get the forms completed. On March 21st is the Northmont Chamber's annual lunch. I know that Angie Clifford, who is the executive director of that program, will put on a really nice annual event, and I'm definitely looking forward to attending. I wanted to thank Chief Garver for his work for the Marks Radio grant that he received. $10,000 was a nice amount for us to use towards the purchase of new radios for the department. And as Mr. Gorman said at the last meeting, I wanted to reiterate, I would encourage you to vote no on issue 4 and yes on Clayton issue 5. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gorman.
To welcome Officer Filburn to the city and wish him luck in his new career. I'd also like to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day next Sunday, and I hope you all go out and vote, as Ryan said, and as Ryan and Kenny both said, vote no on 4 and yes on 5. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Merkel.
I thought I had said enough earlier, but I do want to congratulate Officer Philburn in joining the Clayton Police Force, and wish everyone well going forward. And yes, make sure you get out and vote.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Kelly?
Ditto on the Officer Philburn. Congratulations. Welcome to the city of Clayton, one of the safest cities in Ohio. We want to continue that by your vote coming up, and go out and vote. Students, also go towards your counselors, because the counselors are responsible for giving you information on all the scholarships available. So keep bugging your counselors because they have the info. And happy St. Patty's Day to everyone, and celebrate responsible. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Bachman?
Evening, everyone. I'll echo what everyone has said about Officer Philburn. You know, we're one of the safest cities in Montgomery County and the state of Ohio because of you know, the great department and the great leadership that we have. So you know, a fine young man like that is you know, is just going to be a continuation of that here in his bio and resume. It's probably been you know, I know a few high school students were here at the last meeting, but probably been 4 years since we had, you know, a good part of the room in here. So kind of neat to see, you know, with all the government classes coming in. So I've said this plenty of times before. You know, what you saw tonight, I'm sure you're all just riveted by it, and we'll be up all night with this very exciting government meeting. But you know, boring government is good government. So, yep. But and if any of you need signatures, just you know, come on up afterwards. And thanks for coming.
I'd like to echo what everyone said about our newest police officer, Officer Philburn. We're so happy and proud to have him on. I want to say, like everyone else said, thanks to the students for coming. I think 5 of us up here are Northmont grads, so you know, this, I don't know, is what you get, what you can look forward to. I don't know if that's good, bad, or ugly, but we are really.
There's nothing wrong with Chaminade grads either, Mike.
Well, you know,
Okay.
I'll mention that, I guess. Yeah. But I am glad everyone came, and the other thing, the last thing I want to say is, you know, what I try to say every meeting is, you know, to our staff and to our council and to our residents, you know, we're one community here, and I want to thank everyone for all that you do in your respective roles. You know, we wear a lot of hats here at the city. Our staff does a lot of things. We have a small staff for a medium-sized city, and so that means everyone does a lot of jobs. And I think everyone does a fantastic job. So I appreciate everyone's work. So with that in mind, Mr. Gorman?
I'll move for adjournment.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Henning. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone, for coming. If you need signatures, come up.